Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you tune into this video. For me, it is morning time. It is officially, our halfway mark of February of 2020. We just had Valentine's Day yesterday, and the day's a different kind of feel. You can feel that the energy's a little different today. So this morning I woke up thinking I had a plan for one thing and then change course. And I have now a plan to do some videos for you guys today. So it's been a little while since I've been on camera personally. Probably since the fall when I was in Ireland was last time I did probably a live video when I was in Ireland. Yeah. And the last month and a bit, I have been doing videos for tarot and oracle card readings, for weekly readings and in-block reading and whatever was being called. I think I did a February energy reading for business, love, and self-care. So I will be doing one later on today for I don't know what yet, but I know Spirit's asking me to do a reading to sit and be with my cards and my outer space that I have been using, and I do that because it's sitting over there. But I think why I want to come on camera to talk to you on video, to talk to you today is I've been, like many of you, there's a lot of things that are shifting. So I know in my life, I have been really slowing down, and every time I think I'm slowing down enough, the universe kind of nudges me like, oh, you need to slow down this way and over on this side of things. Oh, now you need to go over here and go into a sacred practice this way. So there's been these gentle movements for myself. And I would say last year in 2019 was a year of things being shown to us, like a deeper clarifying of work, lessons that we have been working on for a while. And it was almost like a fine tuning and a call to really illuminate those areas that are just like, oh, this is still hanging around. You really need to see this last little bit. And I say last little bit in the stuff that comes up to us because sometimes there's always echoes, resonance of things in our lessons and emotions and healing and journey path, right? But we know the ones that are really big that take us off course, and then there's ones that are bumpy and uncomfortable, but you're like, oh, I know this. So I would say I had moments myself in 2019 that was like, oh, hello, dear friend. I remember you. Yes. Okay. I need to do a little more cleaning, clearing up on this side of whatever was being shown to me. So 2019 felt like little moments, at least for my life, and I know others, that was kind of just fine-tuning, showing us. And they were powerful in the sense that they were really helping us clear way into making decisions to really get more clear about who we are, what kind of life we want to be living, how do we want to be feeling within ourselves and our relationships. And that has also brought us wanting to, or sometimes being forced to, slow down and recalibrate. And I would say 2019 was also a year of a lot of big energy things happening. I mean, we always get our eclipses, right? We get our eclipse seasons, we get these astrological things that are going on and retrogrades of various planets. They're always going on, but the universe seems to be taking things on another level for us, like a serious other level. So there's been bigger intensities, bigger lessons, just because of what's happening, what planets and things are happening within those times of those eclipses and retrogrades, or how planets are aligning. So for those of you who don't follow all of that, and if you have if you think that, you know, eclipses seasons are just an echo and they're always the same, they're not. Um, in the sense that what's actually going on, who the players are in the universe, with the cosmos, with the planets, what's happening with them is always going to be different. We might notice a similarity of maybe the seasons, the months that these eclipses are going on, but what's happening with others behind it. So think of the planets and the cosmos and everything that's whatever is happening out there. If you don't follow it, just know that it's like different relationships, different players, different interactions are happening, and that there's this rippling effect. But we've also been noticing like the power of like certain portal openings. Energy's been activating our collectiveness through the planet. We as humans are going through a lot. Nature is going through a lot. The animals are going through a lot. The natural elements, the oceans, the trees, like the land itself is going through a lot. Because I travel and go to places with a lot of sacred sites, and there's sacredness everywhere, sacredness in your backyard, if you know, but I mean sacred sites, powerful, powerful, sacred places in this world. Because I travel to various places that hold very powerful energy, there is a rising, a shifting that's even happening in those places right now too. And they are connected throughout this planet and activating each other. And we live in this world and on this land, in this beautiful world, right, of Mother Earth. And we are part of that. So we're feeling the shifts within the air, within the land, and within ourselves, within the cosmos. We are like, it's like we're being hit with everything, which is a beautiful gift. And we are ready for it. We're here at a particular time. Because we said, yeah, we want to be here at this particular time. So 2019, I would say for myself, I really started to feel certain things for myself starting to shift last April and May. And that might have also started for me because I was in Ireland. I was at very sacred sites. I was over there during Beltane. I also went over to England. I went to Glastonbury, to very sacred sites there. I did some powerful work while I was there and with some other powerful women. I spent some time in Cornwall on the coast and Boscastle and Tinnagill and at St. Nectan's Glen, which if you guys know any of that, there's a lot of Merlin, King Arthur, mage magic kind of energy over there and in the land, and it's powerful over there. And so there was a lot shifting then. And then I came home for a few days, and then I went to Peru for my third or fourth time. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose track how many times I've gone to Peru now. But I went back to facilitate a retreat for a group of women. And I must admit, me and Peru, me and Pachamama, Peru, the land there, is always so powerful. Every time I go, I actually want to say I get the shit kicked out of me in a very loving way, but I laugh because in some ways it feels like to that extent, but it's a gift that's different every time I go there, and I never foresee what it's going to do to me, how it's going to shift me and shift my life. So this time it was definitely another level, another something that divine and the guides there, the land there wanted to give me with beautiful things, and also give me with some things that were like, yeah, honey, you need to look at this. Let's clear this up. So I came home after that, And I spent June, July, August, and September back home in my home area in Canada. And I felt that summer was a real like slow down for me. I spent a lot of time outside and writing. I started writing on a regular basis throughout the summer. And I was prepping and planning to go back to Ireland. And so I did spend just over a month in Ireland in the fall, going deeper with the land there, revisiting areas of the last two prior visits within that year, and exploring more and going very deep. And I had an event that happened that made me have to go even more deeply into myself while I was there. And thank goodness, you know, even when things are trying in our time, right? If we look around, there's all those beautiful gifts that are being given to us. So why I'm sharing all this is that, you know, things have been a journey, and I'm sharing this journey with you because I know a lot of you have had your own journey in 2019. I would say even, you know, things really started to feel like we're shifting in 2018. And so for me in the fall, spending time in Ireland this past time, there was this deep knowing that I had to go even more deep in myself and bring that into my life, how I was doing my career, what I was offering, how my relationships are, but mainly relationship with myself and how I want my life to feel and look like. And so I remember a call back home to my partner and saying to him, I need to clean the slate. I need everything to be cleared. I don't even know what this means, but I keep on getting this message that it's time for me to go into even deeper spiritual maturity. Like it's time for me to take my spiritual life and all my lessons, everything I've walked up to this point, it's time to go even more deep. And there needs to be space for that. And this clearing across the board with my career, everything, just to clean it, clear it, so that once I go into this process, at some point, things will lift up and be shown what am I keeping, what am I going to continue and take with me forth, and what is going to be deepening and new stuff that's going to be integrating in. And that I would need the personal time to integrate. That there's been so many shifts, and there still is. As most of you know, we ended this year, ended 2019 with eclipse season, full moons, like right at the start of it. January started with so much energy, so much change. We are now in a year 4, numerological, like year 4, which is about our foundations, our belief systems, and getting very strong and clear about that. And that sense of being in year 4 is that the plate has been cleared again, right? Like our foundations around is clear. And so I was feeling this energy since living in Ireland in October and part of November, needing to do that. And I had no idea at the time that that's what 2020 was going to be wanting me to do, as it's wanting all of us to do, is clear at things that are no longer working for us so that we can build up our strong foundation in our life. So January, as you guys all know, because we survived, we made it through January. It was a lot of energy. It was, the month was a guiding number 5, the energy of 5, and 5, you know, there's a lot of change and that will start to happen. 5 brings in change. Where do we need to move and grow in movement? But what just needs to be rearranged, which is great to know if we're going to be working with a new foundation. I know personally myself, my life path and my ruling number is a 5. So I could resonate with the energies in January, and the fact that I'm a Capricorn, so I had my birthday at the start of January, switched in to another year. And, you know, I always think the 5 is also, it's represented as archetype of the Hierophant, as that spiritual, sacred leader, guide, mentor, and there's a deepness within the wisdom and the teachings. So January really felt like, there was so much shifting and shakeup with us being in an eclipse season, with like full moons and new moons that we have all the time, but just they were boosted through this eclipse season. And we had a portal, we had certain planets that were aligning conjunctions that haven't happened in like so many years, and like all of this stuff. So here we are, like kind of almost wanting a bit of a breather in February. And yet here's February's already half gone for us. And we had a portal opening February 2nd. So there was some new downloading, new grid systems. These are happening even if you're not aware of the dates or anything like that. Just so you know, they're happening for all of us. It's happening for the planet. It's happening for everything. It's just that sometimes if you're aware of these things, you can then sit and be with them. And certain people also help with extra coding and lighting, light codes, and the connection and the downloads to support that for people. So it helps you, I think, with the integration and being aware. So you're not like scared going, what the freak just happened? So here we are, February, as I keep on saying, we've made it here. And this month's not over. There's still lots being asked of us. Yet there's this conflicting energy. So there's lots that are shifting and changing, things being asked, and yet we're being asked to slow down. And slow down. And slow down some more. Oh, and slow down some more. So clean that slate, slow it down. We are about to start tomorrow into a Mercury retrograde. No need to freak out about that if you're like, oh shit, Mercury retrograde. Stop that, clear that out, because it's not a bad thing. If you keep on believing and thinking and talking and having energy like that, yeah, you're just attracting crap to you. So just so you know, you're doing it, Mercury's not doing it. The retrograde's not doing it for you. So I would invite you to clear that if you are holding that pattern that's out there, that paradigm of Mercury retrograde. Let me have a drink of my coffee before it gets too cold. So we started Mercury retrograde. We've already been in the shadow season. Interesting enough, I've only noticed this myself in the last year or so. People are talking about the shadow side of these retrogrades, especially Mercury. So we've already started to feel a bit of the effects of what a Mercury retrograde will offer and gift us for the 3-ish weeks that it's in our retrograde. And then we have another kind of the shadow side as it starts picking up momentum. So really from the 16th of, which is tomorrow for me at this point, 16th of February to March 10th, I believe it is, Mercury is considered in retrograde, but then we have another couple weeks after that to kind of start building that momentum. So this particular Mercury retrograde, and just know that in 2020, every single planet's going to go in retrograde this year. I give that to you with a smile. So we have lots of gifts that are going to be given to us and opportunities and the lessons and the messages of these planets when they go into retrograde. So this particular retrograde is aligning and working with Pisces. And Pisces is that intuition, that inner knowing, it's soul work. It's knowing, it's deepness, it's the waters within our soul and the movement. So Mercury, planet of communication. That's why technology and things go a little AWOL a bit for some people during Mercury retrograde, or, we're told kind of not to make big movements or sign big contracts or commitments or start new projects during this time. And if you have to, it's just be more cautious, be more mindful, go over things, because it's asking us to slow down naturally when it's in retrograde, because it's got that, slower energy coming to it, being in the retrograde. But being in Pisces, we're asked to slow down so that we can slow down even more into our soul selves. So for those of you that have been like me going, holy crap, I've been slowing down, thought this would be picking up. Well, we're going to be slowing down. We are being asked to slow down a little bit more, but get into your soul. Get into that sacred practice even more right now for yourself. Get into journaling, writing, tuning into things that are going to be supporting you in questioning and going deep within yourself and reflecting and not making crazy big changes. We're also on right now with everything else that's going on in the planets. It's about us individually right now. Sometimes it's a lot about us in partnerships and bigger like careers and things and working with people in general. Right now we're kind of all by ourselves to do a bit of this work. So take that time and honor it and know that it is a gift. So wanted to talk to you about that in the sense that you're not alone if you've been feeling this way. I have clients that have been reaching out to me going, Roberta, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know the path. I don't know the future. I need help. I need support. And almost in a panicky kind of energy. And I totally get that. Especially if you've cleared the slate and you've slowed down and that might be affecting finances for you in your life. And what you've normally have been doing doesn't feel right. So that can feel like uncomfortable right now. Relationships with people around you might be going, what's wrong? What are you doing? Why are you changing? What's happening? Why do you feel this way? So there's lots of things that can make us feel uncomfortable because we're changing. The thing is, lots of us are changing. So just know that you are okay. You're okay. You're okay. We're all okay. There is something going on. Just remember to breathe deeply. Remember to take time when you can out in nature. Remember to think of the things that really soothe your soul and brings you joy. When you go to choose to do something right now in your life, choose it because it brings you joy. If it's not bringing you joy and energy and love and what you need, ask yourself, do you need to really be doing that? And if you're like, well, yes for yourself is that answer, or is it yes because of somebody else? So your choices right now, I mean, we'll have to be there for, our families and children and partners and clients. Like we have commitments and responsibilities, but it's okay to put yourself first and discover what is joy. I think that's part of our journey right now, is that we have to discover what is joy, what is bliss, what's giving us energy, what is filling us up, because we're depleted. We're depleted. And we may have moments of doing little things, but my sense is these little moments of things that we've been doing that we've given us joy, it's almost like it's on a to-do checklist that we got to do them, and we're almost not fully present. It's almost like we're staying in our brain when we've been doing them. Going, oh yeah, I did that. I went out for that walk. It was great. But you probably were like so focused on something else when you were out on that walk that you weren't actually fully slowing down, embracing that beautiful walk in nature. Or evening to yourself, watching your favorite movie, enjoying whatever you would enjoy for the evening, with a nice glass of wine, or that you made a beautiful dinner for yourself or for your family. You really got to enjoy it. It's slowing down to really saturate yourself into the moments too. So gift yourself the next 3 weeks, if not till the end of March, opportunity to saturate and fill yourself up with space, with slower, deeper breaths, with making empowered choices for yourself and what you need. And possibly rediscover something new or something that has gone by the wayside and something you used to do. And maybe you think you've outgrown it or you forgot about it. Maybe call some things from the past that did bring you joy back in. Or ask to find, well, I'm not even sure what that is. I don't know. If you don't know what that is, ask your spirit guides, ask divine, ask angels, ask your higher soul self, just by quieting your mind, connecting into your heart space. What do you need? What would bring you joy even within a moment? So keep breathing. If you're feeling like any of the stuff that I've been just talking about is resonating with you, there is support. Reach out to. There is helpers out there, coaches, mentors, healers out there that are there to help you, right? And me being one of those mentors, helpers, coaches, healers, I am still holding space for some of my clients. I definitely have been holding a different container to build myself up, right? So I'm not going at full tilt. And many of you have worked with me or you follow me, you know I was doing so many things. I was running a full 9-month online program, workshops every month, sacred circles. I had clientele, coaching, mentoring, healing. Yeah, I've really kind of calm and cleared. I'm not running a lot of those things, but I'm still holding space for those that are in alignment to those I'm supposed to be working with at this time. So I'm changing, being discerning who is best for me to be working with. As I think any healer coach guides that I've been talking to, they are shifting with that. So trust that if you feel called to reach out to someone, you're like, oh, I know that they're a guide or a healer or whatever title is out there for them. If you're feeling called, know that there's an energetic opening alignment. We're getting clearer as those are in this healing field within ourselves, and so are you. You're doing work yourself. So the bridging the communication's opening up. So reach out, even if you're not sure, if you're like, oh, I haven't really heard from them, or they're not on social media as much, or they don't seem to be running as many programs, or, oh, I think they're doing this. Oh, they just launched a book. Oh, they're just doing that. Oh, they're traveling. So I can understand all these things that sometimes I hear from my clients going, oh, I wasn't sure you were doing that, or blah, blah, blah. Well, you'll never know unless you reach out. And if you're getting that calling that you need a little extra love and support, listen to that, because that's will be joy and fulfillment for you to take time for yourself to be witnessed, to be nurtured and held, and to be supported during this time. So I guess that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today on February 15th. Know that if for some reason you're obviously not watching it on this date, and it's even surpassed February and it's April or May, if you're tuning in to something, you were listening to this and wanted to be here with this video, there's something in this. And I don't even know personally, it's like, what's the energy going to be looking for, like for us in April and May? We still may be fine-tuning some of this stuff, right, that I'm talking about. So you'll know if it's resonating with you. And anyhow, I hope you are all well as can be in our beautiful journey, even with those highs and lows. And enjoy this day and enjoy this next few weeks of our Mercury retrograde and our Pisces seasons of wisdom and soul work and movement and emotions, and breathe all that in. So until then, be well.